Fans in Motion. As Andrew would say, the Ultimate Night Ranger podcast, something that you didn't know you needed. As you can see, Brent and Andy are not here. Yay. But who do we have in reserve? Called up from the bullpen. We have Rockin', Robyn, and the Booze Hound, Lisa. So everybody, your prayers have been answered. It's an eye candy episode with me leading the charge. So Lisa, good seeing you. Hey, I heard you got a new job.
Me?
Not Lisa, fuck, Robyn. So this is why
I'm like, do you know something I don't know?
This is why I never use names. If I that's why I always say baby, call him baby. You're not going to fuck up names. And
we need a new drinking game rule of every time we realize why Josh is single, take a drink.
You guys just going to have to tell the husband and the boyfriend, but for your fan purposes, for all your fans out there, you guys are single. It's like the 80s pop stars where they're married but they don't tell the general public, but you're going to tell the significant others that, listen, I'm just calling you guys baby out of the fact I can't remember dick. All right. So anyways, Robyn, baby, you got a new job. You got a new job. Tell it, how's it going, huh?
Good. I start Monday. Had to do a bunch of just proof that my resume was, not a lie, I guess. And I'll eventually work from home, so that will be really nice.
Look at you working from home. Hell, we'll have all kinds of time for the podcast.
Exactly.
All right, hold on. Let me check here, baby. No, Lisa, Boostown Lisa. How's that? How's that little one there? How many months now?
She's 5 months.
5 months. Holy cow! And then it's that's the grandchild. Who? How the fuck does a 29-year-old have a grandchild?
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, it's actually easily explainable if you're in West Virginia or Kentucky, but also your youngest son celebrated a birthday too. You guys were like out there riding roller coasters and all kinds of shit. And
yeah, him and I went to Cedar Point for his birthday.
Yeah, there you go. And you weren't very good at making the hotel reservations or something like that, didn't you?
I didn't make them. We made them through, Daryl made them through hotels.com, and for some reason the hotel didn't have the reservation, so they had no room for me, but they hooked me up, so it was all good.
There you go. So anyways,
speaking of birthdays, the last gift that you got for me came, and I forgot to tell you. Did you remember what it was?
Was it the autographed 8x10 of me?
Autographed.
If you notice,
I have it right in the next room.
It was signed to Jessica, scratched out, to Renee, scratched out. So then I just put to baby. What was it?
No, for one thing, my mom told me that if my name wasn't Robyn, my name was almost Jessica Renee. So that is crazy, right?
That's weird.
Listen there, man.
But no, you got me the Welcome to My Nightmare Alice Cooper pop.
Yeah. So
that's like, this is cool, and I'm like, yeah, it's one of my favorite albums too. It's so cool.
Saw that on the old Amazon machine, and I was like, hey, Robyn's got a birthday coming up. I really didn't think that. I go, that one broad, that girl baby has a birthday coming up, and I was like, I'll get that and mail it to her. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's skip out that whole process, and I text Robyn, give me your address, and we will mail it directly to you from Amazon. But anyways, saw that, and I was like, I know someone who kind of likes Alice Cooper, so happy birthday.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So
now you just celebrated your first 29th birthday, right? Or second, or whatever.
My second.
Yeah, fucking spectacular. When you talk about crazy, like me or Brent or Andy's 29th birthday, it's like, it's not like second or third. It's like there's like squared something after it, you got that fucking weird division sign thing. It's kind of a check mark, and I don't know. You got to carry the 3 and shit. But anyways, if you notice, Brent and Andy are not here. Andy, I'm sure, is probably recording one of his many other podcasts, something about, who knows what he got, James Bond now or something like that. And
Bonding with Mark and Andy.
yeah, then he's got, flick flops and jerking off to the Joneses or something like that. I don't know. But Andy couldn't make it. And Brent, when I was like, hey man, do you want to jump on the podcast and talk to these Night Ranger dedicated fans? He's like, F them. I'm like, you don't talk about our listeners like that. So it was either that, I can't remember, it was either that happened or he had to go like his daughter's basketball game or something like that. The romantic in me is he said F that and all that shit, and F those fans, F those listeners. And but anyways, they are preoccupied, so
you got us.
I got you guys. Like I said, this is the easy on the eyes episode because we are so all good looking. Anyways, we're going to talk. We had Parti-Gras last weekend. We'll talk about some of those shows, some new shows announced. It's kind of like something we do. Seems like every episode we talk about, someone who's passed away in the music world, and it's kind of interesting that Sinead O'Connor passed away because I had just thought of her maybe last week and even put it in my phone. Actually, let's see if I started making notes on my phone. Do you know you can do that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Not only can you call people, apparently, but I guess not. I put Miranda Lambert selfies. I was going to talk about that nonsense. But anyways, so Sinead O'Connor, now known as Sinead O'Gana. Too
Wow.
soon? Too soon?
Don't do anything about Tony Bennett now, okay? I'll come for you on him.
Actually, too soon is my middle name when it comes to dark jokes and
Dog.
dark jokes and my sexual prowess in the bedroom. But no, Sinead O'Connor, I was going to bring up because the other day it came on the XM radio. The what's the big song?
Nothing compares to you.
Nothing compares to you. Written by Prince. And I cranked that song. I was like, God damn, that song's good, right? Her voice is just so great and everything else. And I've thought that for the last few years. But I remember when it came out in 1990. I don't think either of you were born then. But in 1990, I was 13. And I just remember hating that song in that video, right? And I didn't need to watch because I knew, hey, the video's playing. It's been an hour, right? I've seen it 3 times a day. It must be 3 o'clock. So, but I just remember hating it for a few reasons. It was slow and mundane. The video was slow and mundane, and it's 13. It's kind of hard to, jerk off to a broad with head and stuff, like where's Samantha Fox or whatever. But and my topic was going to, I was going to bring up was, is there any song out there, right? Or it could be an artist that when you were younger you hated, or you just didn't quite get, and now looking back you're like, God damn, it was a masterpiece. Because that was one song, right? Even the video, looking back, how much I hated that video. And now, watching it 30 years later, and, the song, that was what, like I said, I thought that last week and was going to bring it up. And then, today we find out, which, this, you guys listening, it'll be, yesterday, she passed away, 56. There's no cause, but, it's not any secret that she's been suicidal. Her 17-year-old son committed suicide a couple years ago. And, again, I was in high school when the Sinead O'Connor and she's on Saturday Night Live, and she's, fight the real evil, and she had a picture of the Pope and tore it up. And man, she caught so much shit, right? And it basically was her career. I think it was the George Harrison concert in New York City where there's a whole, or maybe Bob Dylan, I don't know. Anyways, I'm pretty sure both those fuckers were there, whoever concert it was for. But she came out and they booed her off stage. And Chris Christopherson came out, put his arm around her and told her, don't listen to them. You're okay, and everything else. And it's just funny you say Sinead O'Connor. There's still so much hate, maybe, or dudes are angry or whatever. And it's like, you know what? She was ahead of her time, saying, hey, the church is, exploiting individuals and children. And, now we know that tens of thousands of children were sexually abused and priests were moved around. And they swept it under the rug. So it's like almost she was vindicated, yet whatever. But that was such a big deal, and she was so hated back then. So what's your guys' thoughts on Sinead O'Connor, what you guys thought of that song and others? And do you have any song or artist out there that you look back and go, fuck, I hated that, but now you appreciate it?
Well, I didn't hate it, but the end part of Lights by Journey used to it just annoy me as a kid because it literally goes on for 2 minutes of the na 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 na.
No, that's
na.
Love and Touch and Squeezing.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry. Different L word.
Now,
Song,
speaking
but,
of lights,
yeah.
Lights should only ever be played with City of the Angels attached to
Yes,
it. That's just me.
I always want to start singing City of Angels when that song comes on. Yeah, when it's over.
But now, Robyn, like, what did you know of Sinead O'Connor being younger and obviously her, past her popularity? I mean, were you cognizant of her? Did you?
So when I was more aware of or getting into like just popular artists and things being popular, it was when Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Spice Girls were all popular. So I don't know if she was really super relevant then, but I remember when I first heard about her a couple like 10 years ago or 10, 20 years ago. I just remember like the stigma behind like her shaving her head and not even knowing why people didn't necessarily like her. And I thought the music video kind of reminded me of like Whitesnake. So I don't know, I didn't hate it. But never
Yeah.
like gravitated to the
Now,
music or
listen, if you
anything.
go out there and you do the right drugs, you too can see the similarities between the Whitesnake videos and Sinead
Well,
O'Connor.
just like laying down on something white, like I clearly never like watched it that hard. I don't know.
Lisa, what do you remember of Sinead O'Connor?
Oh, I remember the video and seeing it, but I didn't really care for it.
Now, was there any artist you like? I mean, we got Love and Touch and Feeling, which I get. I'm like the same, like Love and Touch and Feeling used to be a song I'd play a lot from Journey, and now it's
Till
just
the end, you want to skip that?
well,
then
now
you
it's just like
skip to the next one.
and now not so much. But is there any artist or anything out there song that you remember as
That I didn't like then that I do now or appreciate?
And it can go both ways. Like I always talk about that first Jackal record. That first Jackal record still to this day is just a great rock record, right? And I really enjoyed the second record back when I was 18. But now when these, 46-year-old ears listen to it, it's just not as good, right? It's like I used to hold that album up in esteem, and now I don't. Now the first album's still great, but so it can go in reverse. But is there anything like, like when you were
I never really liked Whitesnake. Speaking, she brought up Whitesnake, and I was trying to think of things that I didn't like, but I will listen to them now. Like usually when it comes on the radio, Daryl, he knows I don't like them. He hits the button, goes to the next station, whatever.
Mm.
But I will listen to some of it.
I remember as a, so Born in USA comes out, I'm 7 years old, and all the singles from that, from 85, probably even to 86, you had Glory Days and all those other songs. And, they were all great, especially to a 7, 8-year-old, like, hey, this is fucking rock and roll. I enjoy it. And then I'm 10 years old, and new Bruce Springsteen videos coming out, and it was Brilliant Disguise. Off, I think, the Tunnel of Love record, I think it's called. And I remember that video coming out, and he's just sitting in his kitchen playing guitar, right? And I just remember going, what's this?
What was the song?
Brilliant Disguise.
Oh, yeah.
Tunnel of Love. And it's just him, and I'm like, so going from as a kid, like, again, I'm only 10 years old, I don't know shit, but Big Life wasn't that great of a Night Ranger record, but I, looking back, then it's like, oh, what? That was so boring. Then later, as I'm older, I rediscover that record and that song. And Brilliant Disguise is probably one of his best songs ever. That album is probably one of his best albums ever. And just looking back, I think, man, slap the back of my 10-year-old head and just like listen.
I always liked that song.
Yeah. So anyways, welcome to the Sinead O'Connor podcast. Yeah, and definitely if you're out there listening, go leave a comment somewhere on the YouTubes or the Facebook there, and just if there's something that's like that out there for you, or you were younger and you hated it, and now it's like, man, it's, a video that I remember I hated, I probably still hate it. I'll still listen to the song occasionally. But remember Jane Child? What the fuck was that song?
Was it Rush Hour? Or
I can't remember, but she had, it was like, Rachel Bullen, but with a cock. And she had the earring, connected to the, and the.
I think it was like Rush Hour or something.
But anyways, that was another song that was out there at the time, like, 13 years old. I'm like, I don't know, man. That was another one as well. All right, so I guess the big news in the Night Ranger world is tonight. Night Ranger was supposed to be playing out tonight, Thursday. So, we're recording one day behind here, but
yesterday,
so Thursday, yeah, sure. What? So Night Ranger, Jefferson Starship, and Brent Michaels, Parti-Gras playing Thursday, Corbin, Kentucky. And it's canceled. Brett's having some minor medical issues. If you go to his page, he posted where he's getting like IVs and stuff, and dehydrated and the diabetes and stuff like that.
Wait, it says Corbin, Kentucky is tomorrow on the website.
When are they watching this?
I thought you said yes. I thought you said tonight.
I was going, but I knew that you guys, scientifically, you guys being women, your brains are smaller and probably wouldn't pick up on where I was trying to go with that. So I kind of retracted it a little bit. And
even when I said yesterday.
But anyways, we're tomorrow why we're here, but when you're listening to this tonight, Night Ranger, that show in Corbin, Kentucky, the 27th of July. There, go fucking dig out your almanac and look at the calendar. July 27th. Anyways, canceled. Brett had a show with like out Night Ranger and Jefferson Starship in Alabama, Greenbow, Alabama. And it was canceled tonight. Corbin's canceled. Not tonight, yesterday. But anyways, listen, don't go see any Night Ranger show till fucking Friday. St. Louis, all right?
Till Friday.
That was easy. I fucking make it for you. Yeah. Watch tomorrow, or today. They'll come out and say, "Yeah, we've had to postpone."
Yeah, I'm off this week too, so like my whole sense of like what day of the week this is skewed
Yeah. Um,
as it is.
so, and what's weird is that Corbin, Kentucky date was like a add-on. It wasn't on the original 12 dates that
Because
were.
it's the Mardi Gras one,
Yeah, there was 12
right?
Parti-Gras dates that were announced. They added
Oh,
one like a month and a half later, which was Corbin, Kentucky. So now they've rescheduled it for a date in October, which doesn't work for Night Ranger and Jefferson Starship. So they will not be on the rescheduled date. So I don't know. Call your local congressman or something and see about getting a refund or whatever, or wherever you purchased tickets. If you don't want to go see the Parti-Gras without Night Ranger. Now, of course, they will probably get, because they've got some other Parti-Gras shows announced in the fall. And I can't remember who's all on there. I know Lou Graham is on one from Foreigner and a few others, but yeah, so um yeah, so there you go. You're going to go see Night Ranger and Corbin. Shit happens sometimes. But yeah, I mean that's the name of the game, especially when you have that severe heat and we're dealing with musicians that we love that aren't exactly spring chickens. It doesn't even really matter if you're a spring chicken, if you're um, that heat can kick your ass. I think tomorrow's supposed to be hottest day of the year or something like that, which is today, Robyn. So all right. New show
no, I get
announced.
that.
Kansas City playing a casino October 20th. So for all the people out there posting on the Night Ranger page when we announce a date in Nebraska, Kansas City, I listened to you. I scheduled them a date in Kansas City. So, anyways, October 20th is a new date, Kansas City, and there's still some dates to be announced that they're and later in the year and everything. So, yeah. There is that Ohio show in Tiffin or something like that somewhere in there. I need to go look at that again. That was in April.
Umatilla?
Huh? Who?
There's an Ohio
April.
show?
Tiffin. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's Oregon. I didn't see an Ohio.
You're not gonna see it on the Night Ranger website, but it's announced
Yeah,
through
that's where I'm at.
yeah, don't go. Type in maybe Night Ranger Tiffin, Night Ranger the Ritz. It's something like that. The Ritz would be
When's that one?
April something.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and then there's an Illinois show like in Elfingham or something like that. That is on the website. That's in January, so you get that. But yeah, there's still some
And
shows.
those Vegas shows are probably gonna be fun. The Strat
Mhm.
Theater in the Stratosphere?
So yeah, the Stratosphere,
Ooh.
the
Red
Stratosphere,
roller coasters later.
Stephen Piercy
Ooh,
of
he will be at
Rat.
that one.
He is opening both shows.
Oh,
Yeah. So you got that. Um,
Vegas on a Saturday night? Sounds like a good idea.
so you got I'm thinking about going to that. I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm doing if I'm doing it. Then so that's Friday, Saturday, and then in Lincoln,
Mhm.
California, they're headlining this 80s show. It's not a lot of the 80s bands aren't like 80 rock bands. It's like Flock of Seagulls and I don't know,
I
Yeah.
like
Kajagoogoo
that
or some
stuff
shit.
so much though.
But it's kind of cool. I mean, you know, I like gigs like that, just where it's
Mhm.
so, you know, uh
They blend in well because while they're hard rock, it's still like so digestible.
digestible.
More than Metallica.
I don't know. I like that. Sitting out in the crowd. You know what? I was kind of skeptical. For it was pretty digestible. It's going
I
down
mean,
the
the
whole.
fans would say that they're digestible, so tell me I'm
It's
wrong. Eat them all up.
give me a second.
What is this? Cat? Mr. Edward?
No.
Oh,
Hey,
gonna say
all I will
Illinois
tell you
survived.
is the Night Ranger Symphony thing
Yeah.
is close to having
Ooh.
some info and stuff coming out. So, hold on to your corncob pipes.
Like a first draft or something.
No,
First edit.
it's at the label. It's so I would say we're going to see it by the end of the year. So that's being pretty cautious too. So
Or hopefully a Christmas gift.
I think you'll see it before that, but maybe maybe Halloween. Maybe you'll find it in your bag of goodies if you come to the old Josh Christopherson house.
Trick or
Um,
treat.
Here's a signed 8x10.
Forget
Night Ranger
the full
DVD.
size candy bars.
So yeah, last week we had the Parti-Gras was in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and New Jersey. All right. So I know the guys are enjoying it, doing the like at the very end they all come out and do I think they've been doing Sweet Home Alabama, but all the bands come
Like a
out.
medley of them, yeah.
But I know they're all enjoying that. And it's weird. The person I hear least from now is Eric. Who
Oh,
me and
really?
Eric used to talk all the time. It's like,
He lives in your best friend.
I know. Well, it's like, and I gotta explain to like the other guys, like, listen, I just can't post 15 things on socials a day. Like you gotta, one or two a day, and so I gotta give them a little lessons every now and then. But it's all good. I mean, it's good seeing them excited. I mean, which they always are, but this is something new where they got other people to feed energy off of, and
Yeah.
I think Brett has that energy that you can feed off of, and Mark McGrath, and even Kathy Richardson from Jefferson Starship. You go out and watch her, there's no way you can't just be like, fuck, she's got the pipes. So
That's
I know they enjoyed all those shows last weekend because I was getting all kinds of stuff, and I still got great stuff that I'm not able, I haven't even used yet. So like here, this is just for the podcast listeners. F those other people out there that don't listen to the podcast. But let me see here. I just gotta find it. But yeah, I'll just show this. Like we haven't done anything with this yet, but here's Brad with the Impractical Joker guys or whatever, right? So that's still out there. The one I'm looking for is this one right here. Look at this. Look at these two guys. Can you see those?
couple of hams.
Yeah.
It's Kelly and Jack relaxing after the show on the bus. So yeah, a lot of good stuff that's still out there that I need to post, but stuff that doesn't have like an expiration date on it, right? Like there's a video Jack sent where he's backstage, and if you look, there's a big sign that says Pittsburgh. Well, I obviously can't use that after a show in Hoboken or whatever,
Yeah.
Saskatchewan. So I had to I use that, but it shows that I can be anywhere. I kind of keep there in reserves so I can use it any time. Did you
And I'll
guys?
just say fans really love when they see people posting about stuff about their hometown. Like, I don't even know if he really posted it so much, but like Michael Starr in Steel Panther, he would just always walk around the city just like learning about it, what was like all around the
Yeah,
venue
I
and
mean,
stuff.
listen, those guys do that, but again, I think Michael Starr's, a generation or two younger, where, you know, um, these guys aren't just
We're
posting.
not walking around.
Well, they are.
But
I
yeah.
mean, you saw the picture of Donna Galucci, where her and her boyfriend were taking a walk, and they ran into Jack and Molly. You know, and
I'm
Brad,
not saying never, but I mean, I
they
don't
try
think as
to.
long. I meant.
I think they're doing it, but they're just not like, you know, taking the pictures and stuff like that. They just, you know, they probably are, but they're not putting it on social media. They're just sending it to their
No.
buddies and stuff like that. But you
But I have
know,
to say the one Pittsburgh story with Michael when we were walking around. Um, we were walking around the the Steelers stadium, and it says Steelers Panthers. He's like, "That's cool."
you and the
I'm good now.
Steel Panthers, the Panther. Here, did you guys see where Night Ranger played Hogwarts?
Yeah.
Uh,
That was cool. I like that.
It was pretty
wow.
neat. You know, I mean, here's, you know, another angle of it, but it was right down in like the state capitol and everything. And
That was
yeah,
Albany, right?
Albany. Yeah. So Albany, you know, everybody thinks, you know, mafia, right? And they think, you know, Italy and New York City. Albany and Youngstown, my friends, that's where it's at. That's where all the big meetings and stuff. Actually, I'm going there next week. A buddy of mine, Johnny the Nose, has invited me with him to you know, take, you know, to look at some union matters and stuff. So you know, but anyways, if you're into that kind of stuff, go read about Albany and Youngstown and all that stuff. It actually carries a lot more history than you think when it comes to organized crime. Um, uh, Another thing in the Night Ranger news that's out there is it was announced Rock Candy is releasing um,
Oh,
remastered
the
versions
album.
of Dawn Patrol and Midnight Madness. Um, there's no bonus tracks, which again, a lot of half the time there isn't on these Rock Candy versions. Probably the biggest reason why is there are none. Um, if anything, maybe they could have gotten something live, a track or two live from, you know, the Live in Japan 83 you know, thing that was recorded. Um, there's other stuff out there, but God knows who owns it after 40 years, right? So now I would assume Sony Japan probably owns still, maybe, or someone, you know, has passed on, you know, owns that recording. But, you know, again, are you going to sell, how many more records are you going to sell just to license two live songs that hardcore Night Ranger fans already have on these DVDs and everything else? So
Right.
the cool thing about these releases, though, one, they're remastered, so they're going to be, you're going to hear instruments that were buried in the original mix. You're going to hear those a little bit more. It's going to be louder, it's going to be compressed. So, you know, if you're listening to CDs, or I don't know exactly like if it does it on streaming or not, but if you ever listen to CDs and you put in, you know, something new and you're jamming to it on 8, and then you put in Dawn Patrol or Midnight Madness, one of those CDs, it sounds like you're
Like
listening to
sounds
it
like a
on
two.
4. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I've
I
noticed that.
cannot wait to get remasters of
And I
uh
can tell you I usually do stream just because I do YouTube Music where it has all the videos and everything ad free, and then through the music I can just flip over and watch the music video if I want to as well. And yeah, it's like that, and some rat songs are super quiet, and it's so my
and
only
it,
thing is I just don't want them to drown out the keyboard.
well,
I want to hear more fits.
if anything, you may hear more keyboard.
Good.
Hopefully they'll bring the bass up, and you might actually hear
Yeah.
a better drum mix too. I think
There's
really that I think
so many good parts of just keyboards and
that,
bass with those first 3 albums. That'd
yeah,
be amazing to
I
hear.
mean the bass could be brought up in any of those records. The drums are okay in those records. I think like Seven Wishes, that record, you could bring those drums up a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
But again, you got to remember the time frame. Night Ranger is got Sister Christian. Now they are a rock radio band. music sounds different on the radio. Radio is a big deal back then. So you want that mix to sound great on the radio, which doesn't also always necessarily sound great when you got it on a record or cassette at your house. So and that's I mean, if you ever listen to like old radio stuff, it's always their voices are always like a register higher because it sounded better coming out of these radios at the time. Now we listen to it and it's like, yeah, like these high voices, uh, you know, buy sugar cane flour, and it's this high voice, but that that tone is what sounded the best coming out of your 1948 General Electric radio. So yeah, you got those two. And the coolest thing is, like I said, you got the sound, but you also have this. It's going to be like a 35,000 word essay in this booklet, and these booklets are done very well. They've done Shaw Blades. I think maybe they got some interviews with Jack and Brad, or Jack and Tommy. And I think they actually had the 2 bonus tracks from Japan. And they did Damn Yankees. And I think they had bonus tracks on it. I think they had Bone Stripper. And I think they took 2 live songs and put them on there. But those live songs were released on a European single. So it isn't like, they have to get anything and master it for CD because it was already mastered for CD. But some of these records don't have bonus tracks. I've bought like Diving for Pearls, really great late 80s record from a band that one of those bands that probably should have been way bigger. So if you're looking for some 80s rock that was really good and just somehow never made it, go look for a band called Diving for Pearls.
I've never even heard of them.
And I got Ace Frehley, Trouble Walking from that. Again, no bonus tracks, but it was cool reading. Like I said, I think that was John Reagan, so he gave you an insight of what was going on during that time, and so it'll be interesting who does the essay. Like Diving for Pearls, it was the producer talking about it, and like I said, I think with Damn Yankees, I think they did talk to Jack and Tommy a little bit with that, and then probably talked like a rock journalist or something. So Rock Candy does a really good job. Now the CDs are priced high, but if you want crap, you're going to pay crap. If you want quality, you're going to pay a little bit extra. So I think the CDs right now are like $17, which is about average when they come out through Rock Candy. Like I said, if you're a fan and that's something that interests you, and you want that higher quality audio, it's something definitely to check out. I think Brent today posted the links on Fans of Motion on Facebook. If you go on Amazon, you'll see like regular CD there, like $11.99, and if you scroll down, I think it's like labeled deluxe. And then if you click on it and scroll down, it'll tell you who the record label is, and just make sure it says Rock Candy on there. So yeah, I mean, there you go. We've been talking about wanting a remaster. Obviously, we want 7 Wishes. I mean, to me, those first 3 records, the ones that need remastered. Big Life, I think, it sounds still,
I wish 7 Wishes has the Big
Yeah.
Life quality. I
Yeah.
wish.
Well, Big Life and Man in Motion, I mean, they at that point they're mastered more for CD, where the other albums not necessarily at all.
No, yeah, that's fair.
So, but you know what? I'll take a remaster, whatever the fuck you got. I really want a remaster of the first 3 Hagar albums, 5150, U812, and for unlawful, because those, you'll be cranking like Van Halen remasters, Roth era. Then you go to like, you'll go to
It's so
Hagar,
good.
and it's like it goes from like 8 to 4. So then you turn the 4 up to 10, and then next thing you know, Roth screaming, and you're shitting yourself a little bit, and or
I
the
have to
neighbor,
say, Dokken has theirs remastered, and it's amazing.
or Doc can just release that box set remastered. Rat just did one.
Oh, finally, because like I said, it
Yes,
goes
Rat
really quiet with them too.
theirs came out just a little bit before Dawkins. So Skid Row did all theirs, and all these are remastered. You can get a CD box set or a vinyl box set.
I think a couple years ago, even Doro Pesh had this like amazing kind of box set. She had like a whole bunch of stuff in it, and like even like the memorabilia actually like had a purpose. I don't know how to explain it. Like it wasn't just like cassettes or something, or like weird like random things sometimes you get like in VIP. It was just like random things that actually were useful.
See, I don't
I'll
know
look
how
that up.
much bonus stuff is on like Dawkins and Rat. I mean, the good thing about being like a smaller act, like Doro is, I mean, not to slag or anything, but not as popular. So all this stuff, even if it's owned by someone else, doesn't cost much to license. Whereas
Probably, yeah.
if you're Rat, if there's something out there, a live recording or something, you're going to have to pay, for those rights. And most of the time, the people that own it, they think it's worth more than it is, and
Which I mean too, because she's only really had Warlock, really, because she's been solo since the 90s, from what I remember.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? So anyways, there you go. 2 new Night Ranger records. Come on, we got remasters coming out. We got the orchestra record.
I remember complaining to you about the remasters. Like, you don't do this. This is bullshit. Like, how can I go from Def Leppard
Here's
to
what
this?
I would
Keep
like.
rocking out.
I would like a remaster, and this is going to fuck it up, because Rock Candy is not the one, I'm pretty sure, doing those box sets. Rock Candy just does like the individual albums here and there.
Yeah.
What would be cool? This was, if I had the power and knowledge, you would remaster Night Ranger, Dawn Patrol, Midnight Madness, 7 Wishes, Big Life, Man in Motion, Greatest Hits, and I don't know about Greatest Hits. That
Live in Japan.
But definitely Live in Japan, right? Now, I may not do anything with Live in Japan. It probably wouldn't cost much to license that, so you probably would, just because now you have a 6 CD box set instead of a 5 CD box set. But you remaster those, and on CD, whatever, who gives a shit? But you also release these on vinyl remastered, right? Since vinyl's the big thingamajig. And you release, I don't know, you could do 1 or 2. My first instinct would be you release.
I'm thinking DVDs.
you release Dawn Patrol, Midnight Madness, 7 Wishes, Big Life, and Man in Motion. You re-release those remastered on vinyl, on black vinyl. All right, that would be my initial thought. And then the box set would be those 5 albums, along with possibly Greatest Hits, right, on vinyl, and definitely Live in Japan on vinyl. Greatest Hits was released on vinyl, but it's very rare to get a hold of, right? Mm-hmm. That would be the reason why I would look at that. But definitely Live in Japan, and you don't sell Live in Japan separate. Live in Japan can only be in the box set. So if you're a completist, you got to get the box set, because that's the only way you can get it. And my original thought was you make the box set all colored vinyl. But if you're really smart, you make all this individual releases colored vinyl, and you make you
It
can
all
make
black with the Live in Japan.
as a
Would the Live
color,
in Japan be
yeah,
color?
as a color vinyl, or you know what, you can
Purple.
still keep it black because the appeal of it is it was never released on vinyl.
Exactly.
So therefore, hey, I got to get the box set, and then fuck, I got to get these other albums individually too because they're all colored vinyl. So yeah, so there's that. Um, you know,
And
hey,
some of my favorite things was like even little interviews. Like I have do you remember when Def Leppard did a whole cover album of like their favorite songs that like influenced them, like, and then whatever songs didn't make it but they still wanted to do, like Joe Elliott wanted to do Space Oddity, like, of course. So like they released like a bonus CD to, yeah, and every other song, there's actually like a little interview like thing, and like one of them is like a mashup of things that Sav said on one of the MTV shows. It's just like something really cool and really random, and I'd love little tidbits and stuff like that too.
I
It
mean,
wasn't even it was just a CD. It wasn't even a DVD.
I've even argued the point where, listen, if something's not going to be like new stuff, do a album of covers, right? I mean, every other band's done it. There's not one band I could think of off the top of my head,
And Rock On's like, I love that version of Rock On. I can't listen to the original of it. They just did so well. So you
I
never know.
still
They could even have a banger like that.
even do an album of covers, maybe re-record the first Rubicon record. Hey, we all need a little bit more white funk in
Jazz.
our lives. But hey, here's a new record that's out. Blah blah blah. I don't think I showed it last time. I think it was in my car. But there you go, Joel Hoekstra's 13. I really can't speak much of it because I haven't got time to really listen to it. What I have heard, I've enjoyed. And again, I think his first record that he did, Dying to Live, was awesome. The second one he released was great. So I'm still, hey, look, CD's still in the car, but KK's Priest was what I had in there. But anyways, you're looking for new music. There you go, Joel Hoekstra.
Who's the singer in KK's Priest? Is it Ripper?
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Very
I mean,
cool.
there's some songs it's like, oh man, it's fucking awesome. It's like listen to old Judas Priest and stuff, and then there's some songs just like, how
I
did you
want
just
them to tour here because I've
how did
never
you just
met
record this and then
KK.
you record this? It's like, who's in the studio going, yeah, that's a banger. Let's keep it. But anyways, there you go. So Joel Hoekstra. What else do we got? Look at this. Hey, we've been getting a lot of orders. They're all packaged up almost, ready to go out.
Right.
Look at that, man. Everybody's got one, all the cool kids. So there you
I'm a
go.
cool
Here's
kid.
here's the back, always on tour. No matter where you go, man, no matter what show, there's gonna be a film there. That could be good or bad. I don't know. But uh oh hey, while I'm thinking of it, if you see me out there, you gotta like cue my memory because um my memory was dick when I knew 10 people, let alone all of everybody else on memory. And so we were at the I probably told the story in the last episode. That's how great my memory is. Standing there after the show, and I'm kind of like back behind the little curtains and stuff, backstage, and I see a couple people back there looking back. Now that's not uncommon, there's probably Brad or Jack or someone running around back there, and that's who they're looking at. And I see him like maybe wave or something, and I'm still not paying attention to him. And Ed, I think, is behind me. He goes, "Hey, I think they want you." I'm like, "What? Who?" It's them.
Now
And
you know what it's like.
and I'm like, nah, probably, now look, there's like no one else back here being Ed. I'm like, oh, he goes, and he calls like, all the fans in motion my disciples. So he goes, probably a couple of your disciples. So I go around and I recognize them, but it's like, I can't remember exactly where. And I obviously already had this encounter before, and I told her lunch tray, just say lunch tray. And she's like, I'm the one with the lunch tray. I'm like, yes, Bristol, Tennessee. And like all comes back to me now. It's all coming back to me. And So she was, I still don't, like I said, it was her and her husband who I've met before, but the first time I met him was in Bristol when they did that acoustic show. And normally, if someone says, "Hey, can you go back and get this signed?" I can't. I'm not. Just not my place to do that. But she had this lunch tray, right, from like 1984. Just something about lunch trays in 1984, you can spot that they were 1984. And she drew the Night Ranger logo and everything. It looked fucking cool as fuck. She's like, "Can you get this autographed?" I'm like, "Give me a minute." Like it was that cool. And went back and talked it a little bit, and I came out and grabbed it. I was like, "Oh, listen, you sure you don't want to wait till a meet and greet or something?" And where they're there, and she's like, "No, just." I was like, "You want everybody?" I was like, "I can't really police. I only want original. None of that shit, right?" I was like, "I'm gonna put it back there. They're gonna sign it, everybody," and she was fine with that. So I got it signed for. Anyways, yeah. So uh, so come up with that cue. Well, now don't everybody go out and get lunch trays, because that will ruin my memory cue for them. But yeah. So it was nice because all she said was lunch tray. I'm like, "Man, got it. All right, we're good." It was like we were lifelong old friends.
Other people need to do that to me too, because like I totally remember your face, and I'm either so bad with names, or like I'll remember your name right
She
away.
is very bad. Like there was this dude that came up to her and she didn't remember him. They dated for 3 years and lived together for 2. And but I think that was because all the narcotics she took afterwards when she was hanging out with Steel Panther. But what else do we got here? I got probably some shit to show off. I can't show this. I tried. I got a little feedback, and that was a no. But I can tell it. Well, watch some fuck face will probably screenshot that. No, do not do that. I will bar you from the page. Better yet, I will I will fucking make you and Brent friends. Some cool stuff if you do the Parti-Gras meet and greet. Look at that lanyard.
That's nice.
All right, so you get that. You get a cool new VIP thing only for the Parti-Gras. Can't show it because
What was
fuck faces
it?
will try to print off their own passes. I mean, you get
Oh yeah.
you know like someone stopped me and was
No,
like,
I
"Hey,
know.
hey, can you you know get me back here?" It's like they got a pass from like fucking 2012. I'm like, "Listen, I go, I just lied to him. I go, all I had was a Night Ranger pass left. I'm actually with Jefferson Airplane." So here's something I bought not too long ago. It was slides. I would assume these slides are from, Ron Wolfson, who took these. Some of them you've seen probably on some album covers and stuff. I don't know how well. Give me a second here. You can see these, but all right, let's do that right there, maybe.
I see
Mhm.
something.
So that photo's been around.
Okay.
Brad's got his Bumblebee outfit.
Yeah, I saw that from plain as day, yeah.
So I don't know if you can see that. But there's some good ones like this one right there. I don't know if you guys can see it.
I
See
can tell
Brett?
it's Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's them goofing around. Good one of Jack right here. So they're really good slides. Here's a good one of Jack just by himself. Again, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
But anyways, I debated on getting it, and it's one of those things that's once. I mean, it wasn't like it was that expensive, $20, $25, but But yeah, it looks like he did these slides, and he was selling a whole bunch. So like you could buy 38 special, and you could buy, and no one's out there like counterfeiting these because we're fucking slides, right? Like I was the only person that bid on it. So, but like I said, just for some of the photos I'd never seen before, and
Was it like a photographer's
yeah,
personal collection? Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So definitely never seen. Unless
some of them, like I said,
a couple of them were in some
that one
newspaper
there
locally
again,
or something.
but that was on a. This was on a like a. It's on a where they took Live in Japan '97. It's been released like 100 times on different CDs. They used that picture, and I've seen a couple of them, but and Kelly has one he sent me of them like goofing around from that same photo shoot, but this has 3 or 4 different versions. So some of the photos are out there, but probably like 80% of them were not. Oh shit. Me not showing some of that stuff. Some of that stuff was on a hamper of that. We got anything else here? What we got? Kelly Kagi card. Never know when you're going to need one of those.
What was that? $8?
I didn't pay no $8 for that.
No, $8.
But all right. So there we go. What we got going on in the fans in motion world, Brent? Yeah, this is where Brent would be reaching up to the camera to block himself out so you can see the background and all that good stuff. So let's go to the fans in motion page because there is some good stuff that was posted. Anything sticking out in your guys'
Well, I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes last week. My gosh, it's just been such a crazy week trying to get everything lined up with the job and then just going here, there, everywhere with different people. So
they love.
I will individually.
They love Andy
think,
and
but I am here.
Andy and Brent, but you guys are close seconds. I will say that. But yes, we got what, a birthday in October? Is that yours, Booze Hound?
No.
Well, I meant like yours isn't in October.
It's not in October.
I thought you meant like whoever in the band.
So Lisa's is not in October. That's what I was basically
wasn't it Fitz's birthday? Isn't Fitz's birthday around my birthday, the 14th or something like that?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Now, like if I think hard, and I go
I know it's close to mine, but it's not.
I know Lisa's is like, I got summon like the gods and like November. I feel like it's November. Hold on. Let me put on my water buffalo helmet here. Watch, you guys are gonna be amazed at this. All right. Society of the Water Buffaloes. You ever watch Flintstones?
Yeah.
November, right? Am I right? November?
You're getting there.
Oh Lord, we're right. Hold on. I'm within within the first
You need
half.
that huge ass head thing that Emmett Brown had when he meets Marty.
Hold on, right? Between the 1st and the 15th? Right?
Yeah.
Right,
getting warmer.
Oh yeah. Hold on. It's like a radio dial. It's not the 1st. It's not the 5th. It's not the 15th. It's not the 8th. It's not the 14th. It's not the 13th. November 13th.
Yes.
Jeez, look at that shit. Damn.
By the way, I looked it up. July 16th was Fitz's birthday.
Oh, you know what? I would have put that
4
helmet
days
back on,
after
get some
mine.
nipple rub, and I could have told you in about 20 seconds. So anyways, if you had nipple rubbing and water buffalo, Lodge on your bingo card. You may be a winner. Here's Brett.
I just saw that.
Not feeling up to
Aw.
par. Too much blood in his alcohol system, right, Robyn? What else we got here? Hey, look at Ron Crockett styling and profiling there.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that shirt there.
Yeah,
there is
I've
a
seen
lot
that
of
shirt. I like it.
non-licensing going on in that shirt.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons, if he runs into him, will probably beat the fuck out of him. Like 75 cents
Or
out of
Lars.
pocket or something.
Or Lars.
Now the good thing is if you see those on sale, you'll see them pop up in your Facebook ads. The Night Ranger logo is fucked up on the ad because it's like they've got it on the shirt and then like there's a pocket on front and the pocket goes over the logo and kind of covers the Night Ranger logo. But as you can see here with Ronald, maybe
that might just be
material,
his
shirt.
They put the logo on top of the pocket in real life, so it actually looks somewhat decent.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. So there's that, and it's on the back.
Yeah.
And nowhere did I see the Damn Yankees logo. Because a lot of times on these unofficial stuff, they'll use this Damn Yankees logo with a baseball and like lipstick on it, which is actually the Damn Yankees, the musical. But whatever. I'm the only cultured swine probably that knows that. So, hey, don't agree that I'm cultured swine.
I'm sure I'm not alone.
Let's see here. What do we got? A couple of people have been posting like the billboard. So July 27th, 1985. Every time you go away, I'm a little bit happier. By Paul Young was number one. Shout by Tears for Fears, which my kid.
Oh, that is a band and songs I did not like, but I do like now.
Yeah, Tears for Fears. Head
Shout
Over Heels.
And Head Over Heels. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I did not like Tears for Fears, but I do like their songs now.
I saw them in concert opening up for Hall & Oates, and they were pretty good. They the one dude does a really cool version of Radiohead's Creep. So there you go. But see here, Glory Days. Bruce Springsteen is coming in at number 6. Night Rangers, Sentimental Street, number 8. So summer of '85. You had Paul Young, Tears for Fears, Whitney Houston, Duran Duran, Sting, Bruce Springsteen, Prince and the Revolution, Night Ranger, Corey Hart, and The Power Station.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, you know what? Night Ranger was, like I said, 1984, 85, and the early 86. There's a lot of heavy hitters out there, and Night Ranger was, keep them right up with them. Lisa Schneider asked, I'm curious how many of you have commented on the actual Night Ranger page, and suddenly you're getting friend requests from the band members.
All the time.
Well, listen, guys. Actually, Night Ranger's page, I keep pretty well cleaned up. If you don't think so, go to other pages and leave a comment. And Ron Crockett's shirt I just showed. Apparently, every member of each of those bands will message you in the comments and tell you to, hey.
I want to be your friend.
I want to be your friend. I can't message you, but send me a message. Problem is, people fucking message back.
Yeah.
And people send money, and I don't like it. I mean, I chalk it up. If you give fucking, Ozzy Osbourne live chat money because Ozzy needs money, that's just a tax.
You have problems. Yeah.
That's a tax for stupid people. Yeah. All right. So don't give money to your loved ones, let alone fucking people on the internet. Donna Galucci posted a whole bunch of cool shit from when Night Ranger was at Hogwarts. There you go. Yeah. Look at that. Brad was playing there, but there you go.
Yeah, that was nice. Nikki Kabrowski's post, she was she wrote that affirmation on the paper at a restaurant.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I need to look at that again because I was thinking sometimes, listen, every now and then I'll send something to one of the guys if I think they'll like it. So I thought that one might be something they would enjoy.
Yeah.
But again, you guys might be, not know this, but Night Ranger and podcasting and all that shit's like way down on my list. Like my kid hasn't probably bathed in a week. I haven't fed my dog in 2 weeks. Right after that is Night Ranger. Okay. But Mark Greenaway, newest co-host of some fucking, Bond flip flops or something like that. Anyways, he posted a photo of what was it? There was a full gig from the Parti-Gras, one of those shows. So again, it's just crazy to think, just the day and age that we live in, where you can be in England, right?
Yeah.
Probably my money would be on eating something fucking nasty and not very tasteful. So probably sitting over there eating carpet and not the good kind either.
The good kind.
But
So Josh eats carpet in America.
hey, sometimes the carpet's been pulled, but I either way, if it's hardwood floor or carpet, hey, I'm there. But anyways, Mark Greenaway, he can be over in England and watching a show from the night before on the YouTube. What kind of witchcraft is that? Emily Medler had the great problem of what shirt do I wear? But the thing I love is
Wonder if she's decided yet.
probably not. But the thing I enjoyed, Emily, because I know you're listening, is the Big Life Comforter. God, that's awesome. I need to borrow that. I don't think I'm going to St. Louis, but if I was, I'd tell you to bring it so I could take it backstage and like, is it chilly in here? Walk into the guys, the big old comforter with their faces,
Oh, reaction to with those pillow things.
But yeah, there it is. Nikki Kabrowski. What was it? It's been one of the worst weeks of our lives. Apparently she was hanging out with Brent that week. We've had number 4 sewer backflow in our house due to plumbers not knowing their shit. I made up. Close to litigation and I'm here all week. Try the veal. Close to litigation and getting dropped off insurance. My daughter had a mental breakdown. That's not good, but she's okay, so that's good. But still not good, so that's not good. But they went to the local breakfast place, Erica's Place in Noblesville, and they let me be the inspiration today. Rock on, Night Ranger loves these. And then what she did was wrote the beginning lyrics of 7 Wishes. If you're saying wishes, would you hand your back more? Would you hold on tight? Blah, blah, blah. But anyways, right there. How cool is fucking that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I would just be writing the words to that. What's that one knee slapper? Tequila. Dun, dun.
Peter Griffin.
Or bird is the word. I like this picture. Look at that. Jack and Brad.
Yeah.
Enjoying themselves.
Brad has a hat on, doesn't he?
Yeah, so basically at the end they're just in their street clothes, comfortable stuff, because right after that they're jumping on the bus and so I figured the more comfortable they get, into the Parti-Gras tour, they might be out there in robes. You never know. But Robert Landry, he posted some really cool video, them coming out on stage. See, listen, if you're on YouTube, or if you're on not on YouTube, but if you're watching this, listening to this on Spotify and all that shit, one, it's probably November, but I'm a little bit behind, but I'm catching up. But you're missing all this cool shit. Go to YouTube so you can see my beautiful face and Lisa and I already said Lisa. Robyn's. All right, so you got all that. All right. What else we got here? God damn it, I hit a wrong button. So
I'll be right back.
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you walk away. Yes, if you don't know by now, I'm eternally like 13 years old. What else we got there? Who's Hound?
Okay, I have a question. This Patrick Fitzgerald posted that somehow, some way video. Is that an official Night Ranger video? Or did
Yes.
somebody? Is it really?
Pretty
What?
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
why is
So,
White Snake in it? Isn't that
huh?
David Coverdale
No.
driving the car?
Well, you may be amazed by this, but there's other videos with rock stars driving cars. I think that trademark ended in like 98 or something. But no, it's kind of a yeah, I get it. It doesn't look like the best, cover, but for the video, but yeah, somehow, some way, and the fuck was the other song off High Road that was done with a video? Um, I want to say it's God damn it. It's a song that I know. I don't like really the lyrics, like the title. Um, let's see if I can
Mm.
pull it up here. So you had, well, maybe. Let me try this way here. This is riveting radio. All right.
What
So
are y'all talking about?
we are talking about the videos that were released from the High Road record. I think it was High Road. No, that was Don't Let Up. Somehow, some way, Running Out of Time is the other video,
Mm.
right? So somehow, some way was the one with Jack driving, right? And then Running Out of Time was the other. No, Truth. I don't know. Fucking one of you guys go out there and
Well, I remember that High Road had like the bonus CD because I remembered going to Best Buy specifically to buy it for my mom when it first came out.
yes. So there you go. A little bit of knowledge. If you're a new person on here, is you need to get the version of High Road that has 3 bonus tracks. I think it was like a Best Buy version. It has LA No Name. Don't Even Know Your Name. Good song. And Mountain Song, which is one of the best Night Ranger songs ever. And it wasn't even on
Yeah,
the
I
fucking
think it
record.
was one you had to go only in the Best Buy for. You couldn't like do it
Some
online.
you'll find some of the you'll find there's other 2 tracks here and there, but to get all 3, you have to get the Best Buy version. Man, like I said, I want to time travel. You know, it's like I was thinking that day. I just go back and get.
Let me see it again. Sorry.
I'll go knock off Baby Hitler, but then it's like I see that I'm like, fuck, Baby Hitler's got to wait. I gotta go see Night Ranger and Y&T, and then I'll probably be delayed. I'll meet some cool '80s broad there. I'm like, Baby Hitler will wait a little bit longer, right? And then by that, the DeLorean will get fucking carjacked, right? And there'll be some asshole changing all kinds of history. Next, yeah, all just because I wanted to stop and see Night Ranger and Y&T at the Sealand Arena. But what else we got here? Bob Gruen posted some really cool fan club stuff, which I think we'd seen some because I think God damn it, what's his name? I can tell you though all about him because he's the big boat aficionado. He's the one that identified the big sailing ship in the
Yeah,
goodbye video and all that stuff. Great
being
guy.
bad with names.
But I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I love you, buddy, though. But anyways, he has a lot of that stuff, but Bob Gruen posted some really cool stuff. You can see like the Night Ranger newsletter from '84. Right. What's cool is they're talking about recording. First of all, a new Jack Blade song, "Interstate Love Affair," will be included on the soundtrack album for the upcoming MGM UA movie Teachers. Capitol Records release should be in stores by the time you receive this, and the movie hits the street around October 5th. Night Ranger is going to attend the premiere of the movie in Hollywood, and hopefully we'll get the picture taken with Nick Nolte. More news. Sorry, girls. Drummer Kelly Kiggy got married in August to a really great lady. So 2 band members are down and 3 to go.
That was a thing in the paper.
That was yeah. So
Wait, what year was that?
This would have been late '84. Well, it's dated. It's dated April. Oh, what is it? This is October '84. So, and for those that don't know, the version of Interstate Love Affair, or the version of Interstate Love Affair on the teacher soundtrack, is different than the one on the Seven Wishes record. Which, I'll tell some stories. Me and Jack were talking about that. God, it's probably been a year ago, and he was not aware. He's like, "That was on the Seven Wishes." Like, he only thought it was on the teacher soundtrack.
Yeah.
And
So
and then,
I was saying it kind of makes sense because like Dawkins Dream Warriors is on Back for the Attack, and I'm sure it's on the, other one too.
well,
I
I
don't know.
think,
I see most bands usually have like the
well, you got Wild and
in
Innocent
their
Youth
album.
that was recorded. They recorded that separately as well, and that was never on a record. So
True.
again, they are their own worst historians. And when I was talking to Brad not too long ago, I was mentioning how that's a different version on the teacher soundtrack, and he didn't remember that. So I think we dug it up on YouTube and listened to him, and it was kind of cool just being there. And oh yeah, I remember. That's different. And
Be
I
a
even talked to
nerd.
Kelly a little bit about it, and Kelly, was talking about, yeah, we went to New York and recorded that by itself, and um, so he remembered it being a separate recording at the time. But anyways, there you go. That was from that newsletter.
That's
Uh,
hilarious.
I love seeing stuff like this where they'll post like the old advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
So what we got here, this would probably be,
But Lou Graham canceled, was that what I saw?
yeah, this would probably be 87.
Okay.
Well, it says right at the top there. I was just going off the
When did
band.
he leave Foreigner then?
It would have been right after that because he had the Midnight Blue record, which would have been 87. That was a big record.
Okay.
And then Foreigner had what, Unusual Heat or something, a record that didn't have Lou Graham, and was released probably 90, 91. And then they got back together in like 93, released like a greatest hits with a couple tracks, and then toured. I saw them on that tour, and I thought they were old then. But yes, so that would have been, this probably been like Lou Graham's first tour, but it was Tuesday, July 21st, Lou Graham with Patti Smythe. And Patti Smythe almost became the
What, in 93?
huh? This is
In
87.
93?
No,
Oh.
Patti Smythe almost became the lead singer of Van Halen.
Yeah, I know. Oh.
Wednesday, July 22nd, Night Ranger with the Outfield. And I'm pretty sure all the guys in the outfield are dead. Is that right? Or
What?
yeah.
I
I'm
know
pretty sure.
Tony Lewis died. I don't know.
That's
about
a
anybody
singer,
else.
right?
Yeah.
The other guy, the blonde haired guy, was kind of tall, and he died like 10 years ago. The third guy, if he's still alive, he's dead to me. Then Thursday, July 22nd, 1987, these fuckers were considered the classic Superfest, and I'm pretty sure they're still on the road. The Turtles, the Birds, Hermits, the Grassroots, and Mark Lindsay. And Sunday, July 26th, Starship with the Cutting Crew. There you go. But I always enjoy seeing those. Here's something that John Juanito Davey posted from a Focus on Metal podcast post. He shared it. You got Mother's Army. So this was a band that Jeff Watson had during the early to mid 90s. The first record was Watson, Joe Lynn Turner. So Joe Lynn Turner played on some of those Rainbow records, sang with Deep Purple. Bob Daisley, some of them early Ozzy Osbourne records. The original drummer on the first record for Mother's Army was Ansley Dunsbar, who we talked a shit ton about last week and probably didn't even mention that he's fucking with Mother's Army. And then after that, Carmen Appice, or is Carmen Appice? I don't remember. Vinny's one and he's the other. But anyways, so this here is, I think, probably for their second record, maybe. So they released 3 records total. One came out right when they got back together in 97, Night Ranger did. So yeah, only released in Japan. Obviously, grunge was big here. You had to be a somewhat of a huge name to even get a record deal was, Jeff Watson or someone, like that. So only released in Japan. They're okay. I mean, do I go to them a lot? No. But they did re-release like a box, not really a box set, it's a 3-disc set. You can get all 3 records for $20 now. So because it used to be, you had to get them as a Japanese release, and what were those, $25-$30 back in the day. But now they do have a release here in the States of all 3 records. And probably like 7-8 years ago, like an old vehicle Jeff owned, like his girlfriend or found like a demo tape in the glove box, and he was going to try to do something with it, and obviously nothing's been done with it. So, but there is that out there. Anything else? Here's a cool picture. Carrie Ann Sufton. I hate that last name. Carrie, get rid of the goddamn PH in your last name. Can we talk about how amazing Ed Repepe picture is? This is seriously a cool shot. Bam, right there,
Yeah.
right? Now listen, Ed took a cool shot, but you get, I do a little bit of work on these, right? I mean, they're not quite coming to me like that. Let me see here. Now Ed's been doing a really good job. I keep telling, dude, you're gonna put me on a job. Stop, because he's getting some really good lighting and stuff like that. And it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt that there's really good lighting at these places. But so here's the original photo. Right? There's that. And then you got that when it's done. You can't really see it, but it's cropped. Or actually here, I think this is the one.
Well, it looks more like contrasted, and you can see.
And I sent in that picture that's posted, that Jack picked that out. I sent him 3 different kind of like colors of it, and and tell me which one you want, and like with and a little bit behind the scenes with Jack, it's like, with that, what do you want to say, and he'll say something, and we just
copy paste.
Well, not, I mean,
kind of.
He's doing vote, he's just saying it to a phone, so I gotta add grammar and shit like that to it, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. Or they'll, with this, I mean, Jack and Brad, they're enjoying themselves, so they're sending me stuff, and so it's great. Hey, sometimes Jack will be sending me something, he'll say something right with it, like rocking it Parti-Gras style or something like that, and so I'll just kind of transpose it, maybe like I said, add something a little bit to it, and send it back to him, and that looks great. And so for those, there's some people out there like think they don't have a hand in it. That's not true. Now obviously Jack Blades isn't sitting up there and going, hey, we got tickets on sale for Kansas City today, here's the promo code. If you're out there and that bursts your bubble, you need help. All right.
So like if he's not gonna do that, just imagine he's not gonna privately message.
As I've told people
remember
before,
that.
listen.
Just remember that.
Listen, if these guys wanted to message you, I don't even know if they could. They can text you if they wanted to, but like to go on there and message, they don't know where that message.
I haven't gotten a message from anyone, so I wouldn't expect.
Yeah. Well, if you get a message from Jack Blades going, fucking don't like you. Renee, scratch, Jessica, scratch. That's probably me. There we go. Brandon Taylor. Now, I think he posted this with another photo. And listen, if someone posts like 8 photos, right? Like, listen, if you go see Night Ranger, you're going to get me bitching a little bit here. Let me get ready. All right. So you go to a show, right? You don't have to post 8 photos separately. Just make one post, put all photos there, right? Now, if you post all 8 photos there, I don't mind someone going on there and commenting on one of the pictures, like, oh, that's a fucking really cool shot, right? Nipple rubbing to it and everything. But don't go and just leave like emojis on every other on all the pictures, because it separates them out. So if someone wants to go to Fans in Motion and just look at what there is, not only do they see the post with the 8 photos all together, but then they've got to see all 8 photos separately posted. And if there's 3 or 4 people that post them all together, and someone, and what people are doing is they're trying to get points, I think. Like, have you seen the points?
What does that mean?
I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit, right? Like, you know, but I think people are trying to get, like, points. So if they leave just a comment, it's a point, right? And yeah, don't. All right, I don't give a fuck about points. Stop. Like, I had to block someone who I know. I'm going to go in and try to unblock them later, but literally for an hour, they were tagging every Night Ranger and every member of the band, right? And I don't care if it's a photo. I don't even care if it's 20. But Christ, after 40 minutes, I'm like, what in the fuck is going on with my phone? And it's like, all right, this guy's got to be done. He's got to be done, right? And and it's just, I'm like, all right, I just got to block him. Like, hell, I could mute it for fucking 4 hours, and after 4 hours, I'd probably be.
Do you get the notifications from
Well,
each page at like once when
so
they're like,
here's what happens is, with Instagram, there are ways to turn it off, but you have to do it through the main account. Well, I'm not next to Jack, and all right, dude, go here and go here. I can turn them off manually, but it's only for a certain amount of time. So if we put a post on Jack's page, I go in and I mute notifications. But after so many hours, that mute ends, which is fine because everybody's done with it. So you may get something here and there. So, if I haven't posted anything in a day, there shouldn't be any, things unless someone's going on there and making a random comment, right? But whoever this person was
going, it's just
posting like 30
stalking
fucking
the
pictures and
list.
tagging each. It was like, so you got 5 members of the band, you got Night Ranger. Hell, maybe he's posting fans, but I don't know. All I know
Whatever
is it was
hashtag.
7 tags per photo. I don't know, and I bet he, how many. So if there's 10 photos in a post that you can put, and he has 30, that's 300 fucking, tags, right? And it's like, I've met women less annoying. But Brandon Taylor, I think they got like he was showing like maybe him and his dad's tattoo there. Look,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a Fitz. He's got a Fitz autograph there. Fucking,
So jealous.
we better watch out, fucking Brandon Taylor. She just turned into Buffalo Bill up there, and gonna fucking put you down in the
No,
fucking well to get the
just
skin off.
jealous that Fitz got to
She's gonna want that,
sign them and not me.
put the lotion on her. Better not hurt my dog. Like, goddamn, Robyn. Hell, I will hunt down Fitz and get you the autograph.
You gotta go down. Where does he live? Florida.
She'll get
Gonna go down there for me.
the little Fitz, piece of skin. I'd fuck me. I need to go watch some Silence of the Lambs.
I bet you do.
If you don't know anything that I just mentioned there, you need to go see Silence of the Lambs, because you are definitely
With
uncultured
a nice
swine.
TNT.
Yeah. There we go. Here they are. So they went and got some Night Ranger tattoos. Where was it? I pushed. All right, here we go. Night Ranger's always been a big part of our family. I've always admired the fact that my dad had a Night Ranger tattoo and wanted to do the same when I could, finally complete and healed. If you have any Night Ranger tattoos, post them. So his dad had that, and he went and got his. I don't know if anybody. Here's Tracy Leish. Yeah, I got the Brad.
Oh, yeah.
His autograph. Jennifer Santoro. This was the Christmas gift to myself in 2019. Bada bing. There we go. That's, Paul Miller. There we go. Looks like the Night Ranger logo coming out of a drum head, maybe.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there you go. I would never get a Night Ranger tattoo though.
I would.
All right. Oh, here, Bob Gruen. This is another thing he posted from those fan club stuff. So you can see that there. That there. What it is, letter I received from the Night Ranger fan club, probably around 87, apologizing for not being able to answer fan letters due to their busy tour schedule. They also included some cool facts about members of the band. So the letter on here says, Dear fans, we really appreciate your support and interest in Night Ranger. Due to the success of our albums, we have been touring extensively, so we apologize for not being able to answer your letters personally. But we do hope to see all of you at the show when we come to your town. Thanks, and keep rocking, Night Ranger. And then it tells you what car they're driving. Jack Blades driving a BMW. Same with Brad Gillis, BMW. Same with Watson, BMW. You know what Kelly was driving? You know,
Wasn't it a truck or
Probably a
something?
dad car.
he is Toyota truck. Now,
Yeah.
you're like, yes. What was Fitz driving? No, a Toyota truck, pretty nice. I mean, that's
A
what
station wagon.
that's what Marty McFly was driving back in '85, right?
I called it, but I'm
But-
guessing Fitz drove like a station wagon or a gremlin or
Fitz had a
something.
VW pickup. Go
Well, I
Google
can see it. He needs to lug his gear.
had an old master sergeant in the military when I first joined. Even later, 15 years later, he had the VW truck was old then, and he still had it. You know, years
I've got
later.
a VW now.
Jack Blade's favorite color, same as Kelly Kagey's, turquoise. Brad Gillis, Jeff Watson, Alan Fitzgerald, blue, blue, blue. Because he needed the money. So gives their birth dates, hometowns, favorite sports, which, you know, Jack was football, Kelly baseball, Brad windsurfing, football, Jeff water skiing, and Fitz basketball, which, if you remember correctly, go back to the David Lauser interview.
I love that interview. I love it.
There's a great story about Lauser. Lauser was the drummer for Sammy Hagar. And before, you know, he got his big start with Sammy, and Night Ranger took off. Him, Jeff, and Fitz all lived together. And there's a great story about them with their girlfriends downstairs watching TV, and Fitz comes down and turns it to a basketball game. But I saw that, you know, that his favorite sport was basketball, and that made me giggle. Not like Robyn just giggled, but, you know, I did nonetheless giggle.
Well, no, I love it too. Baseball is my favorite too. So that works.
Favorite musicians, Jack Blades, Paul McCartney, Def Leppard spelled wrong. Kelly Kagey, Journey, there you go. Lisa Bobisa. Brad Gillis, Phil Collins, Jeff Watson, Billy Joel and Lionel Richie, and Alan Fitzgerald, right up Eric Levy's alley. Actually, I talked to Eric a little bit about this. Keith Jarrett and Oscar Peterson, and Eric's a big Keith Jarrett fan. So, but anyway, Chris Stuvik posted that how have I never heard of this 90s band, Big Bang Babies? Yes, this is Night Ranger related. Can you guess how without Google? There you go. Look at them bronze.
Carrie Kelly.
And what's funny though, again, these are little stories that, you know, but
someone called him Cruella.
He looks like that Pretty Boy Floyd days.
me and Carrie were driving a couple weeks ago, and I had Dio Black Sabbath on my radio, and I had the Humanizer record on from the early 90s. And we were both talking about how that's a great record. And he mentioned that he had gotten a promo copy at a meeting with a record label. One of the executives, like, dude, listen to this, and gave him a promo copy before it came out. And the band that he was there, like, doing work with at the time was his band, Big Bang Babies. So anyways, it was just weird talking to him about that. And then that, that shows up. There's all kinds of, I mean, I guess this is the good thing about the page is there's so much. I mean, I'm skipping over shit. Old Tim from Tim Vinyl Confessions, which had which had Let's see if we can get back here. No. Anyways, we're going to end it there. Tim Vinyl Confessions. Anyways, Tim made 6-hour track. He's from Canada, eh? And he and a couple of his family members drove 6 hours from Canada, like a bunch of hosers, and went and saw Night Ranger. And I think he got the meet and greet. And I think he was back here bitching about there being a mouse in his Lake Elsinore beer. And but anyways, that's the good thing about the Fans of Motion page, man. If you're BB Kilma, listen, man. You know, I know you don't, you just don't want to be on there, but you need to be. You're missing out, man. There's less trousers, more cool shit over there. All right, so
What'd you say?
you got to read the comments of the YouTube.
I'm in there sometimes, so I reply back here and there. Is there still that guy that won't do the Facebook?
That's BB Kilma.
That's him. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't remember his name yet.
All right. So if you're still here, you are a dedicated member of Night Rangers, ultimate fan club, I guess, whatever, Fans of Motion. So listen, if you want a shirt, hit me up. I'm putting a whole bunch in the mail tomorrow. If I get rid of this, maybe I'll do another run of a different shirt, all right? Maybe just fucking Robin's face right on the front, I don't know what else I'll put there. I may not like Steel Panther, but I fucking love Rockin' Robin. There we go.
What a catchphrase.
Back to that.
It's because of my Steel Panther tattoo.
Back to that Nikki Kabrowski post. I need to go sell my plumber, like, instead of like plumber don't know shit, like, Johnson Brothers Plumbing, we know our shit, right? Like, I mean, I can't be the first one who's ever thought of that. But anyways, Robyn, what do you have to say to everyone before we get off here?
Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, feel free to comment down below like what you hated before that you love now, or I guess vice versa too. Whatever you want to know.
Yeah, so yeah, like, did you find it harder like when you're younger, like to jack off to Sinead O'Connor, but then when you're older it's kind of like different, like, yeah, I kind of like the bald head, like, is that weird? I don't know. You question a lot of things. So yeah, that's basically what Robyn's saying to comment on. Lisa, I got the right hand this time. Lisa.
That's what she said.
You know what though? Listen, when it comes to that, like she's down there, it's like a lot of times it's just like, all right, it's like she's down there like, fucking like, goddamn think she's like flying like a fucking biplane or something, like fucking, taking it all over. I'm like, Jesus Christ, we land in the space shuttle here. Like, just step aside. I know what I like. Go make me a sandwich. I'll be done in 5. But anyways, on that note, was that what you're wanting to say, Lisa?
That was it. Exactly. Yep.
Any parting thoughts?
For me?
Yeah, from you. I did say Lisa, right? Yeah, Lisa.
No, I'm good. You guys, I think, said it all.
That's fucking true. Anyways, I will hopefully have all the Spotify's and iHeartRadios, all those episodes up to date. I'm slowly getting there. I think I'm only like 3 behind. So those will all be updated. I apologize, kind of. Other than that, there's your episode of Night Ranger News and Minutia next week. What are we going to have next week? Maybe it'll be a surprise. Maybe it won't. Well, we might.
I know we got ideas.
I do have ideas, and you got some ideas there, Robyn.
I do.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Robyn, like, will text me, what about 30 minutes of nothing but Steel Panther? And it's like, lose this number. But hey, 30 minutes of Sinead O'Connor, we'll do it. On that note, we're out of here. Later. Maybe.
Bye.
Bye.
All the way to hell. just wanna dance. I just wanna dance.